living.
You just heard from one of the victims' family members there. The same jury had quickly rejected Holmes' insanity defense weeks ago and found him guilty of the murders. They deliberated over 2 days before deciding Holmes' sentence. Moving to more local coverage now. He was convicted in June of killing 5 people during a crash in Riviera Beach 2 years ago. Well, yesterday, Jabari Kemp was supposed to learn his punishment, but instead, a judge delayed sentencing. Only the sentence hearing took place. Arguments were heard from both sides of the case, including the families of the 5 victims. Kemp crashed into a car with 5 people inside in 2013. They all died at the scene. Deputies say Kemp was driving over 120 miles an hour and had been pulled over hours before the accident and cited for speeding.
I take full responsibility for their death.
Kemp faces up to 75 years in prison. The families of the victims are requesting at least 30. The sentence will be handed down later this month on August 18th. A security scare at West Palm Beach City Hall. This is a place many of you pass every day. Well, surveillance cameras show a former employee dodging security, determined to get to the mayor. Douglas Ellington was arrested after the incident Wednesday. Ellington told police he ran past security because he wanted the mayor to admit that he had warned the city about safety issues long before a coworker fell to his death in a sewage tank earlier this year. Ellington admits he was emotional when he decided to do this.
My relationship, my family, my setbacks. And that's not something you're going to allow a man to just sit and just accept for his family. I was never enraged. No one was ever in danger.
Ellington says he now has a new job working for a neighboring city as an electrician. He now faces a misdemeanor trespassing charge. Meanwhile, the city says security responded the right way, just as they were supposed to, and they are not changing any of their procedures. Well, it's 5:40 this Saturday morning. If you're just waking up with us, welcome. Disturbing pictures coming up surfaced from the juvenile center here in Palm Beach. The reason, police say, there was blood all over a jail cell. Plus, the life-changing announcement a man made to his wife, what he knew about her that she didn't even know. Stick around for the adorable, tear-jerking video. All of that coming up in just a minute.
Hi, I'm Chris Anders, owner of Palm Beach Boat Club, and I've been boating in South Florida for over 30 years. The best times have always been on the water with my family. These days, it's even easier to own the boating lifestyle without the hassles. Pick out the boat you want, choose a time, and the boat will be ready and waiting. Palm Beach Boat Club is the largest boat club in the U.S. with a fleet of over 70 boats, and we now do stand-up paddleboard sales and rentals. Stop by or go online today.
Well, I like freight trains, I like horses, I like anything John Wayne endorses. I like Deagles, blue ticks, and bloodhounds.
Now that's a pleasant surprise. Just like finding out that with Direct Auto, you can get a low rate regardless of your credit history. Get a low rate now and be pleasantly surprised with Direct Auto.
Come see the new Cindy Crawford Coastal Collections, now at Rooms to Go.
Ah, vacay. Johnny, no time for vacation. A Regal summer clearance event has 4,000 new Dodge, Chrysler, Jeeps, and Rams all on sale. Okay, I'm diving in to save buyers up to $11,000 off. We're Florida's #1 volume dealer, outselling our competitors 2-1. And our banks just want to say, out of the water, you're approved. Save up to $11,000 at Arrigo. Check out the abs, bro, XXL. Check out the selection, bro, XXL. You gotta go Arrigo. West Palm, Fort Pierce, Sawgrass.
Catch your News Channel 5 updates throughout the day on News Radio WJNO.
You may have noticed extra troopers out on I-95 this week. Florida Highway Patrol tells us you'll see many more over the weekend. This week, law enforcement is taking to I-95 in a big way. The initiative stretches from Florida all the way to Maine. Now, according to FHP, the campaign will address driving behaviors of all motorists along the I-95 corridor related to distracted, reckless, impaired driving, seatbelt usage, and speeding. Trooper Carlos Aguero says when it's all said and done, some people, unfortunately, are going to get a ticket, some may get a warning, but everyone leaves with a lesson that goes way beyond the next few days.
That it's not all about tickets or anything like that. It's about educating them and telling them, hey, I'm sure you want to get home back to your family.
The challenge began on August 4th and extends through August 9th. The Department of Juvenile Justice will investigate something that happened at the Palm Beach Juvenile Correctional Facility. It's all because News Channel 5 sent some pictures to the department. Now, we want to warn you, these pictures can be a little graphic. Now, the private company that runs the facility says a young man needed to use the restroom because his toilet was broken. That's when a guard discovered what he described as superficial, self-inflicted scratches. However, the pictures County Mayor Shelley Vanna showed us tell a very different story. She says the boy had been asking to use the bathroom for hours and cut himself to get attention. We talked with a guard who didn't want to be identified.
Nightly, I mean, it's, always short. We have one staff basically on every unit. The ratio is just, it's never really been followed.
Officials said the facility was properly staffed at the time. You can find full statements from both the private company and the Department of Justice on our website. And one of two escaped inmates from Palm Beach County has been caught. The other is still out there. Antoine England, the man you see there on the right, was found in a Belglade hotel nearly 12 hours after he left a minimum security facility in West Palm Beach. He was the second inmate to escape over the course of 48 hours. The man on the left you see, Philip Politz, has been missing since Tuesday. Authorities think he left the area.
All right, it is time for What's Trending. Take a moment to think about it. When you climb into a taxi, how often do you actually take a good look at the cab driver? Hopefully you do it like almost every time you hop in.
Now that there's Uber, I look because they, have a conversation with you, but a taxi,
no,
not too much.
All right. Well, that was the motive.
I'm going to regret it now.
Well, that was the motive of this prank out of Ireland, where a 3-year-old, yes, a 3-year-old, took the wheel of a cab. Sounds safe enough. Check it out.
All right.
Hello.
Hello.
An adult disguised as himself as a car seat and was controlling the car. He was actually the one driving here. The reaction from the people on the street was priceless. Huh. All right.
I mean, what would you do if that rolled up and that was your taxi? I guess it depends how big of a rush you're in.
I don't know. I have no idea what I would do.
If you have to go to the airport, maybe you say, hey, why not?
How crazy is that?
That is.
He disguised himself as a
car seat.
Car seat.
That's pretty awesome. All right, well, you probably heard about this. I'm still a little confused about this, actually, but a pregnancy announcement like you've never seen before. Well, first take a look, and then we'll talk about it.
Okay. She's really pregnant.
So I'm pregnant.
Yeah.
I'm pregnant. I'm gonna have a baby.
We're having another baby, sweetie.
That's right. For the first time ever, Daddy announced the pregnancy to Mommy. How did he pull it off? By picking up a home pregnancy test and knowing her habits like only a husband could. Oh, well, okay, that's how.
Okay.
The test came back positive, and you can see she was shocked, to say the least. And then I guess they told the kids. I mean, that's a different way, to do it.
That's
I don't really
different for
know
sure.
how I feel about that.
It's like an invasion of privacy, I feel like. Like, come on, Dad.
Yeah, I guess you don't have a lot of privacy when you're married. I mean, maybe
I guess
some.
not,
I was
but come
hoping
on.
that there was still like a little bit.
Hopefully you have a little bit of privacy left.
They also have kids, though. I hear once you're married and have kids, privacy's out the window, so.
True.
And
Did you see her reaction? She's like, oh, I'm pregnant. We're having another one.
Great.
That was her reaction. She wasn't too excited, didn't seem like. Anyway, All right.
Moving on. How do we segue to weather from that?
I don't know. We always have these weird segues from trending to weather. I don't know why.